Hello, Mr. T23 here, back at you with another installation video. As you can tell, I'm not actually at home at the moment, but I've had a lot of people come up to me and mention the Regen faces and they're struggling with installation. So I'm going to go through all the options you have and how to use the Regen faces spreadsheet as well. Let's get into it. So here we are, one season into our 94-95 save, and we want to add some Regen faces. So the first thing we want to do is we want to set up Football Manager to process the data that we need. So we need to firstly create a brand new manager. So we go add new manager, use profile, and then start unemployed. And then go to shortlist, player search. Now, this is the default view. We need to set this up so it matches the view that we need. So to start with, we go to new search. Click on the cog on the bottom left and go to manage filters. Click import and you want is new gen search filter and load. OK. And then click the cog again and then select is new gen search filter and then OK. So now we just have a list of the regens that have been added to the game. Next, we need to change the view to match the one we need the data in. So we need to click Overview, hover over Custom, then click Import View, navigate down to Views, and you want Regen Facepack version 3. All that should give you, the ID number, the name, any common name that they might have, last name, and a date of birth. Once you have it looking like this, you need to select them all. So click on the first one and do Control A. Sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, just go out, come back in, and try again. And eventually, it will do it. Once you have them all highlighted, you need to print screen this. So you can either do that by pressing Control P, or you go to the FM options at the top, click on print screen, and it's web page that you want. It's the one in the middle. So click OK and save that wherever you like. I'm just going to save it in the Football Manager 2024 folder. We then need to open that file that we've just saved. So as you can see here, we have the HTML document I've just saved. Just double click on it and it should bring up this. For this, you literally just need to click to Control A, Control C to copy it all, or you can highlight it all manually and right click and press copy. Once you've got it all copied, you need to open the Regen Faces spreadsheet. That can be found in the link in the description, or it's going to be as a link on the Patreon post as well. So here we have the new updated version of the Regen Faces spreadsheet. To start with, what I would recommend doing is clicking File and selecting Make a Copy. Doesn't matter what you name it, just click Make a Copy. What that'll do is that'll create your own individual file that only you can edit. It might take a while to create it, just because there is quite a few things that it does in the background that needs to be moved across. So don't worry, it will eventually load. So here we have the copied Regen Faces spreadsheet. If there's any data in A to E, just make sure to delete the data in there. Once you've deleted that, click A1, click Control V or paste to copy the data that we've just copied from the HTML file. Once you've done that, you have a couple of different ways that you can configure this. The first and probably the most easiest way to do it is to just click down the bottom here where it says config.xml. Click on File, hover over Download, and click Tab Separated Values.tsv. Then you want to save it as config.xml, and the save as type should be all files, and you want to save that in the Regen Faces folder. what that'll do is that'll save a brand new configuration file for you. So if we go back over to Football Manager and reload skin, Carlos Puyol now has a face. If you're not comfortable with that option, you do have the option of adding to a configuration file that's already in the folder. So to do that, you need to go to Add Players to Config, click A, and then Control C. Then navigate to the Regen Faces folder. So we're going Graphics, Regen Faces, and you'll see here that there is a 1.config. You just want to hit right click, edit in Notepad, and you'll see a section here that says Insert Players here. You just need to highlight that and then press Ctrl V and then save that. And once you've saved that, you want to right click, go Show More Options, click Rename, and just remove the 1 dot. So it says just config. And there you have a configuration file. So we've now progressed one more year, and we want to add even more Regen Faces to our saved game. So, similar situation, we'll go to New Search, find a new gen filter again. What I would do, where it says age between 15 to 45, just change the 45 to 18. Then again, Overview, Custom View, it should already be saved, so just click Regen Faceback version 3. Then once again, highlight it all, Control P. Then we're printing to the same web page we did earlier. We're then going over to the Football Manager folder, opening that up. Click on it, copy it all, and Control C or copy. Then back to the Regen Faces configuration file. Head back to where we pasted the data before. Click A, hold Shift E, and then click Delete. And that'll delete the data we added previously. Then click A1. Do Control V, and that'll paste the new data in. Now to add these faces to the config, you want to go to the Add Players to Config tab at the bottom. Click on A, do Control C to copy. Then we need to head over back to the Regen Faces folder. And then we need to do a quick search for the configuration file that we set up earlier. On a right click, click Show More Options, and then click Edit in Notepad. And where it says here, List ID equals Maps, go to the end, click a space, and then click Control V, and that'll add all the ones we just copied. Don't worry about it saying value, it doesn't make any difference having that there. But what you can do, you can go through and delete them all. Can take a while because obviously there's quite a few, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. What we do need to do is quick save on that. Then we'll go back to Football Manager, change it back to Overview, reload the skin. And then we should see faces on these players. I know Harry Kewell was one that was already there. One I did see was Didier Drogba. And we'll see Didier Drogba's got a face as well. So the other method is to rename the faceback images themselves. The initial setup for this is exactly the same in Football Manager. The only difference you see is when you get onto the Regen Faces spreadsheet itself. So rather than clicking at the bottom where it says Add Players to Config or Config XML, you want to click on Rename Regen Faces, click on A, and then Control C. Then you want to head over to the Regen Faces folder, click the bar at the top and type in CMD and click enter. That should bring up this box here. Click Ctrl V to paste. And then when this warning pops up, just click paste anyway and then let that run. Once that finishes, you just want to exit out of that. And you want to use FMXML. Link to that will be in the description. So open that. Click on Browse. And then you want to browse to the Regen Faces folder. Make fig XML file faces. Make sure all file names or IDs is ticked. And then click go. And then when it says, do you want to overwrite it? Just click yes. So there you have it, a comprehensive guide on how to install the Regen Faces for all the regions that come through in your saves every season. If you do have any further problems, feel free to give me a message on Patreon. I'm usually around to help anyone with any installation problems, but I do hope that tutorial has helped even a few of you out with installing Regen Faces. Enjoy.